Chapter 16, Chapter 23. Pecorento, Grand Agadani, inside the Golden Tower. The prospective students are sitting in their seats waiting for the time for the first exam to start. While passing the time, they're chatting with other participants who were next to them. I thought this was the room. A girl's voice rang out from the outside the exam room. All the participants who were already sitting in their seats looked towards the entrance. The person who entered first was a beautiful girl with long golden hair, with eyes matching the color of her hair. She was smiling, talking to the girl behind her, a girl who is no less beautiful than her. She has long silver hair with a snow crystal hairpin, and one on her wrist is a unique grey bracelet. She had a cold face that made people reluctant to approach her. Yes, I think so too. The silver-haired girl nodded. Aisha, are you ready for the exam? I thought it would be easy for you. Behind her, and lastly, was a handsome boy with neat short golden hair. His face and hair color is similar to the girl walking in front of her. The three people who just entered the exam room were Princess Freya, Princess Aisha, and Prince Fritz. The arrival of them invited many admiring gazes from the other prospective students, especially for Princess Freya and Princess Aisha, of course. They are admired for their beauty and grace, and for Fritz, his full name is Fritz Aurelia. He is the older brother of Freya Aurelia, sharing the same facial features. He had an extremely handsome face that would make any man envious of him. Not to mention because he is one of the geniuses and a glorious continent. We'll sit here, Aisha. Princess Freya pointed at a place not far from the entrance. There are several empty chairs that the three of them can sit on. All right. Princess Aisha just nodded slightly. It's been a year that Princess Aisha's attitude has become like this. She rarely smiles and talks as necessary. She will be silent if no one is to talk to her. Her face that used to look gentle and friendly now looked cold and felt unreachable. The walk towards the place, Princess Aisha and the others became the center of attention. From the first time they had set foot to the exam room, when their situator had chosen a girl and the boy approached them. Excuse me, I'm sorry to bother you, but can we sit here with you? A girl with navy blue hair and twin tails, runny circles. She seemed to have another purpose in approaching them. Oh, isn't this Princess Rennie? Of course, please sit down. The one who answered was Princess Freya. Meanwhile, Prince Fritz or Princess Aisha did not object to her decision. Princess Rennie sat to the right of Princess Aisha, and Hugo, who was with her, sat to the left of Princess Rennie. I am Princess Aisha from the Argent Kingdom. Introducing my name is Rennie Circlus. I'm sure this is the first time we've met. I'm glad to be your acquaintance. Princess Rennie just introduced herself to Princess Aisha. Seeing her reactions, she seemed to already know Princess Freya and Prince Fritz. Yes, I'm Aisha, Argent. I'm also pleased to be your acquaintance. So is there anything I can help? Princess Rennie? Princess Aisha knew that the girl in front of her had other intentions. of sitting with them, so she immediately asked the purpose of the girl sitting next to her. Am I very easy to read? Huh. Well, I want to ask you a little help, Princess Aisha. Princess Rennie spoke while glancing at the bracelet on Princess Aisha's wrist. What's that? Princess Aisha said briefly. Can I borrow that artifact you're wearing? I've heard from my father, but I have to see it for myself because it's very important for development in magic tools making. Princess Rennie honestly explained her purpose, but Princess Aisha's face darkened after hearing that. Princess Rennie, I think it's a bit rude. Instead of Princess Aisha, Prince Fritz answered Princess Rennie's request. Prince Fritz is also Princess Aisha's childhood friend, and he seemed to have a lot of affection for her. No, I didn't mean it in that way. This is for magic tools research. I know we can be the dwarfs in magic tool creation. That's why I need an artifact in your possession. By seeing it and studying it, allow us to develop magic tools or maybe even better artifacts. Princess Rennie has dreamed of becoming the best magic tool creator on the continent since childhood. That's when she heard the Princess Aisha had an artifact of a saint rank or higher. She wanted to learn it immediately. It might help her to achieve her goal. Princess Aisha, may I join in one of the conversations? Hugo, who was just watching their conversation, decided to speak. Please. Princess Aisha replied coldly. Looks like she is currently quite annoyed with Princess Rennie's sudden request. Aisha, please calm down. Princess Freya was sitting next to her, holding Princess Aisha's hand, trying to calm her down. Princess Aisha took a deep breath and nodded slightly at her. I apologize in advance for Princess Rennie's attitude. She has always been like that when it comes to artifacts. Hope you can understand, and it's not only for her benefit, but also for the human race. Hugo looks more like a caretaker than a Princess Rennie's assistant. Even though they aren't that far apart in age, before Princess Aisha's answered, the examiner had already appeared on the podium. We are the ones in charge of the supervising your exams. I am Elvis Donnell, and next to me is Flavio Hendriku. I will not talk much. First exam begin. A young man with black hair, and the other with dark gold hair were here supervisors. The golden-haired man just kept quiet. He seemed to be quiet type like Kalia. I think about it, Princess Aisha answered curtly. The princess whinnied and started to focus on the exam paper in front of her. Princess Rennie smiled and nodded happily. The first test has been completed. Currently, Princess Aisha and others are doing their second exam. All of them, including Princess Rennie and Hugo, had already measured their powers. Princess Aisha, 49,442. Princess Freya, 49,761. Prince Fritz, 53,303. Princess Rennie, 48,990. Hugo Helviant, 48,198. The results, of course, not only invite admiration from other participants, but also the supervisors, especially for the result of Prince Fritz, who is called one of the geniuses on the continent. and there were one person who was looking at them from the start. He had already measured his power too. Bereth, 49,112. The second test ended not long after that. After the second exam break, they were currently in the third exam, just like the previous exam. They passed it without any major problems. They all finished their test before the 15-minute time ended, which meant they beat their opponent. Even Prince Fritz finished the exam with the fastest time of all the participants. After the third exam ended, currently the 5 of them, including Prince Rennie and Hugo, walked out of the Golden Tower. Princess Rennie, what are you doing after this? Princess Freya, who was walking next to her, asked. I'm already hungry, so maybe I'll look for a nearby restaurant to eat. Princess Rennie honestly answered. Ah, looks like we have to split up here, because we still have business with the principal. Princess Freya walked in front of along with Princess Rennie. She separated herself from his older brother, so he could be alone with Princess Aisha. Her older brother looked excited talking to Princess Aisha, but Princess Aisha only replied with a few words. Alright, we'll split up here, Princess Aisha. Please let me know as soon as you finish thinking about it. Come on, Hugo. She saw Princess Aisha and left those words to her, then immediately left the place without waiting for a reply from her. Princess Aisha just nodded slightly. Okay, let's head to the principal office. I'm afraid he is already waiting for us. Prince Fritz reminded the two princesses. Alright, brother? Only Princess Freya answered it. As usual, Princess Aisha just nodded slightly and didn't say anything. Prince Fritz, who saw it, looked gloomy and could only sigh softly while shaking his head. Meanwhile, Princess Freya felt sorry for her older brother, but sadly she can't do much for him. The 3 of them walked towards the Skydome building. Princess Aisha and the others were not long in the principal's office. When they got there, the principal only gave his greetings to those who had been confirmed to qualify as academy students. I thought there was something important that principal wanted to talk to us about, but it turned out to be just words of welcome. How about we find a place to eat first? Aisha, I'm sure you won't have time to eat during your exam break. Prince Fritz looked very attached to Princess Aisha. He keeps making conversations with her, but Princess Aisha is more silent and looked cold. Brother, is only Aisha invited? Princess Freya teased her sister, who had been ignored her. Haha, of course you're coming too. Prince Fritz felt awkward because he had forgotten his sister. Then how about we eat at a restaurant near here? I'm sure Princess Rennie also said that before. Princess Freya was not angry because of her older brother's attitude towards her, because she knows how his older brother feels for Princess Aisha. Therefore she tried her best to be able to help him. Okay, how about you, Aisha? For Prince Fritz, Princess Aisha's opinion is the most important, because he will stop going to the restaurant if Princess Aisha doesn't want to. Alright, I'll go with you. Princess Aisha doesn't know what she will do when she returns to the inn. After all, she was also starting to feel hungry. They exited the academy and walked down the city streets as usual because they didn't hide. Princess Aisha and others became the center of attention, not wanting to invite too many stares. They walked faster and finally arrived at a simple restaurant that looked deserted. Excuse me. Princess Aisha entered the restaurant, first following the Princess Freya and Prince Fritz. When she entered, she only saw one table that was filled. Princess Aisha knew several people from the table, that is Princess Rennie and Hugo. They seemed to be arguing about something, but when she saw the black-haired boy who was looking at her, suddenly her body trembled, and without her realizing it, tears rolled down her cheek.